So of course, without further ado, let's slice this open, test it out, and give you guys my quick in-depth review. For those of you who remember, I reviewed the original Netgear Arlos a few months back. They were high quality security cameras, but my favorite feature is that they're really consumer friendly, easy to set up, and also easy to use. New for this year, Netgear introduced the Arlo Q. And as you guys can already tell with the picture on the box, this answers many of the comments I received on that review video of the cordless original Arlos, and the fact is that this can be plugged directly into your outlet. Although you lose the cordless features of the original Arlos, the fact of the matter is that with a corded design, you don't ever have to worry about replacing the batteries. But anyways, let's dive into this and see what we get. So unlike the original Arlos, the Arlo Q does come in a bit more of a compact packaging here. And we'll just slice this open, slide out the outside packaging. And I do have to say, Netgear certainly upgraded the packaging for their cameras here because it kind of feels like unboxing an iPhone. But anyways, the first thing we introduced, of course, is the Netgear Arlo Q itself, which, as you guys just kind of saw and maybe heard, it's also magnetic because it's sticking to the top of this freezer. But anyways, let's keep unboxing this. Looks like we got more boxes here. So we have your manual as well as an Arlo sticker. So if you want to let burglars know your home is under surveillance or business. This looks like the wall mount. We also have your USB power cable, the power adapter, and last but not least is the screws to screw the mount into the wall. So taking a quick look at the design of the Arlo Q, it's certainly a bit of a departure from the original design of the original Arlos. I do like how the mount for the Arlo Q is integrated into the overall design rather than being something separate like the original Arlos. This not only gives it a one-piece design, but also makes it a little bit more easier to maneuver it around. One quick thing to note is that the Arlo Q is not meant for outdoor use. It's not weatherproof, unlike the original Arlo. So if you're planning on using this outside, unfortunately the closest thing you can do is place it by a window to record the outdoors, whether it's your driveway or your backyard or something along those lines. Anyways, let's set up the Arlo Q. Is actually very, very simple. The first thing you want to do is obviously plug your camera into a power source with the included cable and power adapter. Next thing you want to do is go to your device or your computer. There's two options. You can either download the Arlo app from the App Store, Google Play, or Amazon Store, whichever device that you have. And of course, your other option is to use a computer. So once you made a Netgear Arlo account, next thing you want to do is obviously set up the camera. All right, so we're on the app for the iPhones here, and we have the Arlo app open. So all we have to do is add a device. Next, select the device that you want. So in this case, the Arlo Q. And when you see the Arlo Q light blinking amber, click continue. And next, it's going to ask you to connect the Arlo Q to your home network. And the great thing about the Arlo Qs is that unlike the original Arlos, it doesn't require a base station. So once you punch in your password for a home network, it's going to ask you to press the sync button on the Arlo Q. So just hit this button here until it turns blue. Okay, so mine didn't change blue, so I hit the button again and actually held it for a few seconds and let go, and it changed to blue. So I'm not sure if that made a difference or not, but if you guys are having that kind of, or if nothing happens when you press the button, maybe give that a shot. But anyways, after that, when it's blue, hit continue, and your phone is going to show this, I can't remember what it's called, it's some sort of a QR barcode thing, and it's going to pop up in your phone, and we're supposed to hold the Arlo Q next to it. And it's supposed to make a chime, so let's see if it will work on camera. Ah, there we go. Alright, so once it made a noise, hit yes. And it should start connecting, which apparently might take a minute, so through the magic of YouTube. Alright, so we got the camera all connected up, and I will note the installation process, I did run into one hiccup. For some reason, it wouldn't connect when I was using the Arlo app on my iPhone. However, when I tried it on my computer via the website, which is pretty much the same process, it works. So if for some reason you guys have issues with that, maybe try with a different device. But anyways, that was just my experience through the setup process. Other than that, it was pretty simple. So we got the Arlo Q here set up on the wall. And again, as you guys saw earlier, it does come with a wall mount. So if you want to set this onto just like drywall or wood, it's pretty easy, as Arlo does include these screws to do so. So here's a quick run through of the features that the Arlo Q has to offer. First off, you get 1080p HD resolution, which is a step up from the 720p resolution on the original Arlos. And just like the original Arlos, you do have motion detection, so once something moves within the field of view of the camera, it does start recording. And night vision is a standard as well. But anyways, let's switch to the iPhone and show you guys the video footage that the Arlo Q shoots. Alright, so we have the Arlo app here running right now, and I do have the camera all hooked up and it is live view right now. So here's what the full screen feature looks like, and as you guys can see, it's very high quality. The color is really nice, it's HD quality, and it also shows off the low light performance considering there's only 2 lights lighting up this very large dining room. So you do have a few additional controls on the bottom here, volume as well as two-way communication, because the camera has a built-in mic and speaker. It actually can talk through your iPhone and through the camera with someone else on the other side. There's also brightness control. You can actually increase the brightness of the video here, and this is live right now. You also can take a snapshot as well as record manually. It does record on motion, but if you want to hit it manually, that's an option here. And of course, you can pause the live view as well. Here's a quick look at what it looks like putting the camera outside the window here. Again, nice wide field of view, and in terms of low light conditions, this is really well. Granted, there's street lights on, and I don't think the night vision has kicked in because it's not black and white, but nonetheless, in terms of low light performance, this camera does it very well in nice 1080p HD quality. So what about recording, which is the main purpose of buying one of these cameras? Well, the great thing about Arlo is that with their cloud storage, you get a free basic plan, which includes 7 days of free cloud storage. So in comparison with other brands like Nest cameras and whatnot, which you have to pay for that cloud storage, at least Arlo gives you some sort of free basic plan to start with. And considering it's 7 days, hopefully if you really need that video recording, you'll find it by then, but that's definitely a generous offer considering it's free. So if you want to record or download a video, you can actually do that right from the Arlo app, or you can do it from your computer or your iPad. Overall, guys, I'm definitely impressed with the new Arlo Q, and certainly a well upgrade or an alternative for those who are looking at the Arlo cameras. For my purposes, I really don't miss the cordless functionality or the weatherproof functionality of the original Arlos, considering my use for this camera is indoors. So having it plugged in all the time, which means I don't have to worry about batteries, and the fact that it offers higher quality video footage at 1080p versus 720p, it's definitely well worth the upgrade, as well as a change from the original Arlos for my purposes of using the Arlo cameras as a security camera for a restaurant environment. In terms of any cons or things I don't like about the Arlo Q, for me it's not a huge deal, but for those of you wanting an outdoor camera, obviously because the Arlo Q is not weatherproof, you can't use it outdoors, so it would have been kind of nice if Arlo did take some of the features like the original Arlos, which were weatherproof, into the Arlo Q. In conclusion, guys, if you're looking for a very high quality and affordable security camera for home or business use, you definitely can't go wrong with the Netgear Arlo Q camera. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, I have to thank Netgear for shooting this out for review. Hit that like button, as always helps me out, and I'll see you on next video.